Next, we have Barry Hawkins, number 99, a sophomore defensive tackle for the Mountaineers. A native of Lancaster, Pennsylvania, he was West Virginia's Defensive Rookie of the Year for 1990, and he's a sophomore majoring in psychology. He's been called ultra-talented with all of the physical characteristics, and like Jeremy Bodkin, he has a perfect attendance record in my class. The title of his speech is Stereotyping Athletes. Cold hands, very cold hands.
Good afternoon. Do you often form opinions about people based on what you've heard about them, or maybe about what you read about them? If you have, then I'm here to tell you that you should form your own opinions, especially about athletes. The first thing I'd like to talk to you about, many people consider athletes to be dumb jocks. National statistics indicate that less athletic-oriented people do graduate than non-athletic. That does not necessarily mean that this athlete is dumb. There are many reasons behind this. Some leave to go to professional football early in their careers. Some end up dropping out because they can't handle the academic aspect of it. Some drop out because they can't handle the athletic parts. For an example, there is an All-American running back from the University of Ohio State named Robert Smith who felt that academics and athletics, he couldn't handle it together. He thought it was interfering with his academics, and he decided to quit football and go strictly academics. And then comes the ultimate question about athletes. What are you going to major in? A lot of people think, and it's funny, they'll say basket weaving or PPE, which is not an easy major. But for example, on our team there are a lot of academic-oriented people, like some of the majors being psychology, which I'm practicing, criminology, engineering, business, social work, and accounting. Another opinion shared by many is that athletes get away with everything. Recently I saw on the Donahue show about two Oklahoma Sooner football players who felt that they were above the law. They went into a girl's dorm, had their way, and felt that their coaches would get them out of it. This was not true. They were sentenced to lifetime terms in jail. And it is true that athletes do receive checks each month, but this is in accordance to what an actual person would pay for room and board on campus. Then comes the question that we get away with some of the academics and classrooms. This is not true. On my journey to Penn State, I had a test due, and I had to tell my teacher that I had to travel to the game, which he told me that was all right, but I had to make it up in essay form, which is harder because the test was multiple choice, true and false, and matching. Another opinion is others feel that athletes are cocky, arrogant, and have a conceited attitude. A lot of us come from small areas, like myself coming from a small town. I had a lot of press, a lot of publicity, and you tend to get your head big a little bit. But when we reach campus, we find out that everybody's just like us and come back down to earth. And while it is true that our education is paid for, we have to work exceptionally harder than average students. We are still considered, to have the 16, 17 hours academic-wise, but we're still putting in 2.5 hours of work of practice every day, not including meetings, individual film time, travel time, study halls. In conclusion, I'd like to summarize. Athletes are just like everybody else. There are some good ones and some bad ones, just like you can find good and bad people in all walks of life. You can decide if you like athletes or not, as long as you decide yourself and not let others decide for you. Thank you.